Okay, hello, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Cool. So today we are going to be doing some Dungeon Crawler Carl. Just finished the first book. Been hearing about it for a bit, and yeah, completely and utterly hooked. The fact that it has some vehicles, as you all know, I like to draw. So last week or 2 weeks ago we did this one, but today I'm going to do some Dungeon Crawler. Dungeon Crawler Carl. And we're going to do the Goblin Murder Dozer. So let's save 2026 18.18 Murder Dozer. Out of my. Alright. So immediately, what I think of when I see this, or when I read the description of this thing, is the old, of course, wacky racer's tank with the big roller in front and treads. So yeah, that's kind of the inspiration when I hear about the read the description in the book of the Murder Dozer. So let's do this so people know what we're doing. I'm gonna put it in here. Goblin Murder Dozer. I can. Cool. So people know what we're doing. So let's pick a color. Get my pencil out. And yeah, I think the whole scene, from what I get in my head, is everything is going to go this way. And we'll have Carl here, and I know he doesn't have his gauntlet at this point in the book, but we're going to probably so here. And then maybe Princess Donut here. Coming towards us like this. Cool. And then the Murder Dozer is going to be coming at us. Again, just getting some basic shapes, getting the perspective. Fun. This thing's got spikes all over it. Bing, bing, bing. And of course, the dungeon wall. The, I guess, difficult part of this today, from what I'm thinking about when it came to me, is kind of keeping this all really kinetic and wonky. Our trends, this, coming out of it. That, we'll put some other pipes. And there's all these controls that let's change the color a bit. I haven't decided on a style for the goblins quite yet, so but it's going to be playing with all these knobs. Obviously angry, and this one description of the book, he's got a pot on his head. Like that. We're going to keep this one. This will be fun. If you've been watching for the last few weeks, I've been working on a fun Ninja Turtles poster. And that's been, has to be in the 80s style of the Ninja Turtles. So pretty close to model. And this one I get to have some fun with this in my own style, which is, combination of my own mixed in with a lot of Hanna-Barbera reference. So, yeah, I think there's a total of, I wrote down the description, the 3 riders. So I think we'll have these guys over here, one maybe over here leaning out, very close to looking like Mad Max Fury Road, I think. And this guy will be back here. Cool. And again, embellishing on their weapons and stuff from differing from the book a bit. But inspiration. Save that, go back to this color. Again, oops. This will have all kinds of crazy pipes coming out. Boiling steam. Not quite sure. I'm just throwing a bunch of shapes down to see if there's anything I like. I'm not going to worry about Carl and Donut quite yet. I want to get this dozer going. Let's see. Let's get some Goblin reference just to... I like that style a bit. Alright, so let's just draw up here for a minute, see if we can come up with a big mouth here, and then these type of proportions, kind of a flat head. We'll give him that type of lower jaw, and then some, maybe like that. Almost gremlin-like here. Yeah, I think something like that. Just kind of giving myself a little character design study here so I can get the basic head shape down. I think this one with the pot on his head. Add some dents and all that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Cool. This ear, then this ear is going to be tucked down like that because of the pot. Kind of want the cool basic shapes here. Okay. Bead view. Cool. Okay, so that's kind of cool. We're just going to leave that floating up there for a minute for inspiration. Water. Cool. So let's go back to the dozer again. Trying to make this as kinetic and fun. Put some volumized lines here, that way I can kind of know what I'm doing. And then we're going to put some holes here. That's where the spikes will be coming out. A little bit of Flintstone wheel inspiration here. And then let's see. And again. Put some big bolts here. It's all made out of. Oh, that would be fun. That really would be fun. Okay. So, ideas as they hit me. So, in the book, everything is made up of a mix of things from Earth that got squished and repurposed. So, let's do. Okay. So in this design, it's all scrap metal. So let's put in as if they attached this to a 50s type car, like an old 50s Chevy or something. Big old fenders. Like this. course, the dimensions are not going to be the same, but yeah, that might be fun if we can pull this off. And then we can pull these treads like that. These are all going to be hopefully wonky. This, and then we can add. Let's do that. Push this one out a bit. Yeah. And then we will add a big old. Might be even more fun. Here's the grill. There's the grill. There's the fenders. And these guys are going to be sitting in the engine department or compartment. This. This. And then we'll add the big old boiler. This. We're going to square it up. Basic shapes. Basic shapes. That. And then. Cool. This a bit. And we'll round it off. All kinds of bolts, and then I do want the door on the side. The gauges, these pipes, this, do that. Cool. It's a start. Okay. All kinds of reference going. Okay. One of the things I also do, if you've watched me, is write down a bunch of things I'm thinking of: gauges, skulls, bones. Let's see, pipes. Cool. Okay. So the next thing I kind of want to do is I'm just going to put these drive wheels like this. They're going to go like that. Cool. These treads. That. Kind of make that this way. That. And, 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 I'm going to keep the treads kinetic and find a flow, which is not easy with tank treads, but I will manage it. There's a big wheel here. There's the volume of that. There's the, I'm going to give it a big old grill there, give it some volume here. And then there's the front blade here. This. Cool. Bolted that on. Let's see. Back to cool. Let's see. Yeah, I think just rounded top. Looking for some old boilers. So, yeah. So let's go down even more. It's gonna have a big lip here. Here, maybe that. Here. Cool. Alright. So getting this perspective right. Cool. Trying to. It's not a. I have not need anything to do. So that. Cool. It's coming up a bit quicker than I thought I would. Now we got this. That one's gonna go. Maybe this way. Cool. All right. So I think that's a pretty good size start for shape. Let's check some messages. Sweet, we're good there. Cool. I'm kind of liking this there being the main one, and then maybe some others sticking off it, like so. Cool. All right, so let's start cleaning some of this up. So I want to bring our first goblin in here. Like so. Interesting teeth here. That. Here's our pot. Not quite sure where I want to put the. I don't know where I want to put the handling yet. So let's bring him over here. And let's see. I want him reaching out for this handle first. Cool, I think. Do that. Make it an 8-ball. With 3 little sharp fingers here. One like this. And then this one here. Not sure what knob handle on this will be yet. I feel like this one needs to be a wrench. And let's see. Again. Here. All right. pot. This be taller. A bit more cartoony. Make it a taller pot. That. Okay, let's go back to yeah. I'm gonna keep these gears a bit. I'm gonna really exaggerate the ears. These brows are gonna be here. Cool. Tilt that up a bit. This ear. This. I haven't even started to think about the armor, any of that. So, big old, oops, big old 8-ball. That. Get the nose might be bigger. Tongue, teeth. Cool. Okay, now this one. Let's just get this hand here. And then this down here. Another. Cool. Getting there. All right. Let's see. 34 minutes in. Not a bad start. My take on the Murder Dozer. I think that is a wrench. I don't know what these other things are yet. Maybe this one will be a skull. Arms out here. Body. Yeah. Let's see what kind of skull that will be in a minute. That all up. Cool. Okay. So let's add another layer and get this Murder Dozer a bit more fleshed in. Big, thick This thing's going to be broken. And then this big grill. Big old, like, 50s Chevy grill or what have you. Cool. Keep that nice and rounded. Headlights are in there. This up here. Cool. Alright, so that's down there. That. Let's look at the actual car. One of the things, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Is that. Cool. This line right there, taillights. And again, completely cartoon, just to give it a bit of a fun take on it. So many people are going to be doing Dungeon Crawler Carl art. And I'm just trying to put my own spin on it. Cool. And then I'm going to do that big old door. Right. Great. Alright. So I think I'm going to have one pipe coming out here. This. Top one. Again. This. Doesn't have to make sense. Yeah. Handle over here. Gauge here. Here. Cool. That's this. Cool. Neat. It's kind of just a fun. Oh, that would be circles here. Cool. All right. So let's, that goes here. This door. That's there. Just so I can keep some things straight. Things coming out of here. Like that. Cool. Alright, let's go back to the tread. I'm going to actually add this to a different layer. This. That. Cool. So again, let's give this side shape first. This. And then there's that. Solid. Basic shapes first. That way we can separate the treads in a few. All right. Yeah, this will be a fun one to keep going with. And we'll do this front spinning wheel of death. This. There you go. Yeah. So the background there. And then getting this right there. Make that a big old bolt of some sort. Cool. All right, so that's a pretty good Alright. Cool. And then this one. Of course, we be back here. Cool. Ripping up bricks and all that. Alright, so let's do that. Kind of want to go back. Okay. Add a new layer for this. This one here. Let's see. Maybe. This. So shut that off. Cool. All right. Kind of want him to be like this. Make him a bit bigger. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a kind of homemade sphere or something like that. Something that's not exactly normal for cool. And they're looking kind of at their fleeing guests. Let's see. This arm. Like this. This leg. Cool. This back here. And then we had our other one. We do He's kind of doing this whole thing. One more. Okay, I want this guy. Howling away. Dude, you. Yeah, maybe like this. Yes. Kind of like the. War Children on Mad Max. Like this. He's got a kind of want him to have a flag. Yeah, I think so. Cool. All right. This, he's gonna be. Howling at the. Whoever will listen, I guess. All right. All right. Got some teeth in here. This. Let's see. Yeah, I do not mind that. Might just have to relocate. Feel like you do this arm, this. Or is he? Let's see. I usually don't like to erase. But yeah, I think this one. And whatever he is carrying. Cool. Yeah, I think that will suffice. If this shoulder this way, maybe you polymerize that a bit. Yeah. And work on his head shape here. His ears. Do. Maybe it doesn't even feel like his head's just a bit big. Yeah, there we go. That goes this way. Big hand here. Big hand there. Cool. Alright, we're about at an hour, so let's clean up these goblins a bit. Give them some personality of their own. Dupe. He's got a scar. Got some earrings here. Bigger tooth. This. There's those brows. Okay. There's that arm. Need some armor on that. Bandages or something on this. This. Cool. Okay. Alright, we're at the 1 hour mark. Let's see what we got left here. think, oops, this guy here is going to have maybe a mace. I'm going to try to keep it everything really kinetic. So, okay, there's that. Go back to him. Wow. This. Cool. Let's remove. Let's see, what's he gonna be? He's gonna spear of some sort. Not sure what it is quite yet. It's too big, whatever it is, but let's move him over. Oops. Huh. Later down. Okay. Do this. Clean him up just a bit. Crooked nose, broken too many times. That here, that. Alright, this shoulder's higher. Not like that. Now give him some armor. Maybe a little skirt here. Earrings. I think I need to bring down the size of this. And that here. Cool. This leg really gonna be seeing much, but cool. better than that. Okay, I don't know what weapon quite yet. So we will just put something here for now. I feel like, oh, this will be fun. This will be fun. An old coffee can. Cool. Nifty. Maybe this one is a soup can of some sort. Soup. Make sure that doesn't cause a tangent. Cool. Alright, so let's take him down. Him a So we're gonna change the way we did this. That. That. He's gonna keep his eyes closed, but I think something like that's better. Maybe. This little spindly body. That. I feel like he needs some kind of other clues. I think this eye's just too big. Oops. Do you want it up though? So we get that perspective. That. Oop. That. Cool. And his ear. And of course his yelling. Cool. have some sort of mace type thing that we'll be working on. Keeping these really moving. This. And these will have their own spikes. As such. This. Cool. And we drop. Yeah, I like that better. Cool. Alright, so another just few minutes here. I'm going to drop the opacity of him. One more pass on this guy. This. I do like how those are now in front of the pan. I do want the pan to have that lip you can clearly see. It's fun as I draw the other ones. This guy changes a bit. As the designs kind of solidify. The other ones, it helps move this one. Little skull here. This handle. Again, all kinds of bolted on stuff. This one. That. Eight ball. This one needs to move out. This, I think. this. Oops. It's going to be the big wrench. That's here. Cool. That. Cool. All kinds of reworking and pushing it around. So, do. All right. So not bad for an hour. We have the murder dozer pretty much fleshed out. Cool. We've got our our goblins. Do that. This. And we've got our main goblin here. Let's do this for a second. Yes, so we can separate this. Cool. I can actually see what's going on. Come back. Cool. Sweet. Cool. Lots more fleshing out, but not bad for an hour. I really feel like there needs to be a flag in here somewhere. We'll see. We shall see. Steam whistle. Cool. All right, well, that was fun. I'll probably work on this tomorrow or the next day. And when I get to Carl and Princess Donut, I will probably do another live draw. Just check messages. Put 2 into the drawing to check. So, cool. All right. Cool. All right. We will call that quits for today. Thank you for showing up and commenting. And yeah, we will get back and see what we can do next time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.